belt, you know what it is. And my carpet is all covered in jizz. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm an alpha, I live with my dad. You're a synth bro, and I'm just a Chad. I'm a black belt, you know what it is. And my carpet is all covered in jizz. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing. I'm Jared Genesis. Do you know what I am saying? I'm hanging at playground, watching kids playing.
Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around.
Hello everybody, welcome to another Afternoon DP. Please give the stream a big fat like, and if you would be so kind, please help me reach the rest of the bonus show goal that's linked up at the top of the chat there. You can see it. We're at 70%, slightly over 70%, which is not too far away. We've come in on Saturday morning and been way further before, so I think we can do it eventually. Just whenever you feel the need, just put it there. Just put it there. Send me a funny message or whatever you want, and I will react to it. Thank you. We're gonna get into the news right now, which is tariffs. So we're going to learn all about what the tariffs are doing and how the leaders of the countries that we're putting tariffs on, what they're doing. Let's check it out.
He called me sir. It got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
All right. So I just I collected a bunch of news stories about this, and we'll just go through them and see what they have to say. Here it is.
Now to the battle over tariffs. President Trump announcing that 25% tax on goods coming into the U.S. from Canada and Mexico.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to paying 25% more for everything. That sounds great. It's not like the prices didn't already go up in the last 4 years. Now they're going to go up 25%, 1/4. Man, that sounds reasonable, right?
and 10% on Chinese products. All three nations responding now this morning. ABC Selena Wang is in.
Okay, so 25% on Mexico and Canada, who's like, I don't get the picking on Canada at all. And then China, 10%.
Washington.
Why does China get the lower percent?
This raises questions about a possible trade war.
Hey, wait, yeah, good morning. Exactly. Fears are growing that this could be the start of a trade war after President Trump took extraordinary moves over this weekend, hitting America's biggest trading partners with steep tariffs. This could upend global supply chains and increase prices at the grocery store and the gas pump. This morning, America on the cusp of a trade war with its biggest trading partners.
There could be some temporary short-term disruption, and people will understand that.
After President Donald Trump signed 3 executive orders imposing 25% tariffs on all exports from Mexico and Canada, with the lower 10% tariff on Canadian energy exports and 10% tariffs on goods from China. Trump justifying the tariffs by blaming those countries for illegal drugs and undocumented migrants entering the U.S.
They've treated us very unfairly.
The tariffs are set to take effect on February 4th, just after midnight. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada will retaliate with 25% tariffs on $106 billion worth of American goods.
So do the math. 106 billion plus 25%. How much does that add? Oh, not that much, right? Not that much. That's not that much extra.
Goods.
Tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities.
Yeah, they manufacture a lot of stuff for the United States in Canada. A lot of cars. There's a lot of American car companies that have assembly plants in Canada.
They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump.
Trudeau calling on Canadians to...
Yeah, there's we've been... I remember they wanted to build a pipeline from Canada down to Texas because of all the oil that's available up in Canada. I mean, we still get the oil sands from them. We just don't have the pipeline.
Use goods from Canada over the U.S.
It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether.
Mexico's president also vowing to retaliate with tariffs of their own.
Yeah, so now the president of Mexico.
Blasting the Trump administration for accusing her government of working with drug traffickers, saying if the U.S. wanted to address
the price of eggs go down. Screw the rest. Save the eggs.
I hate eggs. Last night I said I would crack open and drink an entire raw egg if we met the goal within an hour. And we got to 70%, I think up from I don't even know, probably 40%. We went from 40 to 70%, but we couldn't make it. But I will, if we meet this goal, I don't know if I'll do it today because I don't have any eggs, but I will eat eggs on a stream in the future. If we meet the goal during this stream, I will... it's not going to be a raw egg. That ship has sailed. I was not happy. And I know there's a risk of salmonella and anything, but I would have actually done it had we made it. But now that's off the table. But I will eat an egg dish of some kind. Maybe I'll take a poll and you guys can vote what egg dish I eat. But yeah, I'm putting it on the table. I do not eat eggs. Eggs gross me out. So just putting that out there.
Fentanyl crisis, they could combat the sale of narcotics on the streets of their major cities, which they do not do. And overnight, China's government denouncing the tariffs, saying it will take countermeasures against them, but still leaving the door open for talks with the U.S. But Trump's executive order says if the countries retaliate, the U.S. can further increase its tariffs. And small business owners are worried about the impact, too.
I think people are going to be truly shocked at the pricing they're going to see on the cars, on the lumber, on the clothes, on the food. This is going to be a mess.
And guys, it's not just higher prices for U.S. consumers. This could also have a huge impact on jobs and also companies in this country. I spoke to the head of a trade group that includes major Canadian automakers, and they say that these tariffs could even potentially halt North American car production, putting American jobs at risk. Janae?
All of those impacts remain to be seen. Selena Wang, thank you. And President Trump's tariffs could send prices of a whole range of goods up. So with your wallet in mind, ABC's Alexis Christoforous joins us with what this could mean for us, consumers. Good morning to you, Alexis.
Good morning, Janae. Yeah, economists already warning that Trump's tariffs could drive up the price of everything from gasoline and pickup trucks to your Super Bowl party guacamole dip at a time when many of us are still
I was cool with this until you brought up my Super Bowl guac dip. Now I'm freaking out.
Grocery prices. So the U.S. buys more than $45 billion.
Please like the stream, by the way, guys. Like both of the streams. I have 2 YouTube streams going on at the same time right now. And there's, you know, there's people in both chats, but make sure you like both of the streams. Thank you so much. And as I've said before, when this stream is over, the way to watch the VOD to this is going to be on the other channel, on the Altered Perspective channel. So you should go there and subscribe to it. I'll drop the link for those of you who aren't aware. You should go to the other channel and subscribe to it. There's the link to the other stream that you can go there and subscribe to, just, you know, and like it. Like both of them. Thank you. We're going back to this.
$1 billion in agricultural products from Mexico alone, including tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers, and avocados. In fact, 90% of the avocados consumed here in the U.S. come from Mexico.
90%. And I've been saying that. I was like, man, yeah, the avocados, those are going to get more expensive. It's going to be ridiculous. I don't know.
Now, tariffs could also mean higher prices at the pump, since the U.S. gets about 70% of its crude oil from Canada, the main ingredient that goes into gasoline. Analysts say the tariffs could tack on an extra 30 to 70 cents a gallon in certain parts of the country, especially for drivers in the Midwest. And car prices, already near record highs, could go even higher. A new $25,000 car from Mexico could cost an extra $6,200 if importers pass on those higher costs to consumers. And that 10% tariff on China, that could hike prices for some toys, electronics, and clothing. Some economists say these higher prices could reignite inflation and prevent the Federal Reserve from lowering interest rates, which means rates on things like credit cards, home loans, and mortgages could stay higher for longer.
All right. Here's the British Columbia Premier reacting to the tariffs.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to speak directly to you, my fellow British Columbians, about Donald Trump's unjustified tariffs on Canada. This is an attack on our country and on British Columbia families that will not go unanswered. We won't back down or be pushed into becoming the 51st American state. Canada is a proud and independent nation. We're proud of how we take care of each other and our neighbors, just as BC firefighters have been helping the people of Los Angeles battle fierce wildfires. We're fortunate to live in the best province and the best country in the world.
BC is pretty nice, I will say that.
When our sovereignty is challenged, we have 2 choices: to surrender or to stand up. Today we make the only possible choice: to stand up for British Columbians and all Canadians, to defend our workers, our businesses, and our communities. Times like this call for a plan of action that is both thoughtful and tough. Our strategy consists of 3 main components: to respond firmly and forcefully, to strengthen our economy at home, and to diversify our trading relationships in Canada and around the world. Canadians and Americans have always been friends and good neighbors. In many cases, we're family. We share the longest undefended border in the world. We've been partners in the fight for democracy, from storming the beaches at Normandy side by side, liberating Europe from fascism in the Second World War, to helping Ukrainians defend themselves from Putin's illegal invasion and war of aggression today. Throughout our history, British Columbians have had a unique bond with American leaders. In 1923, a huge crowd turned up in Stanley Park to greet President Harding. The first
I've been to Stanley Park before. Stanley Park is like a huge park in downtown Vancouver.
Ever visit Canada. In 1964, President Johnson came to Vancouver to sign the Columbia River Treaty, when Canada and the United States agreed to work together on flood prevention and electricity generation. One of his last acts as governor of Washington State, Governor Jay Inslee traveled to Langford to pay respects to our dearly departed friend, Premier John Horgan. President Trump's crushing 25% tariffs are a complete betrayal of the historic bond between our countries. It is a declaration of economic war against a trusted ally and friend.
Crazy.
I understand President Trump is concerned about fentanyl in the United States. Well, we're concerned about fentanyl too. It's taken too many lives here in BC and made people and communities less safe.
Yeah, I don't understand why Trump thinks the fentanyl, like Canada is causing the fentanyl to come in. I think that it sounds like an excuse.
We welcome U.S. support in stopping the flow of fentanyl, drug precursors, and organized crime from China and Mexico. We all need to work together on this global problem. This isn't the way to do it. As British Columbians and as Canadians, we'll stand strong and united in the face of this unprecedented attack. This is not a fight we started, but we will respond firmly and forcefully. Here
You
in BC,
really ticked them off.
We support a strong Team Canada approach to stand up to Donald Trump. For our first of many steps, effective today, I have directed BC liquor sales to immediately stop buying American liquor from red states.
From red states? That's weird. So they're punishing, so like, yeah, so that means like Kentucky whiskey?
Liquor store employees will be removing the most popular of these brands from government store shelves. I've directed government.
It's interesting how he's just doing it from red states. That's very strategic.
And our crown corporations, like BC Hydro, ICBC, and health authorities, to immediately stop buying American goods and services and buy Canadian. And finally, we have communicated our full support to the federal government for a comprehensive, targeted set of national tariffs against American products. We call on them to act with urgency. The Americans are bigger, but if we don't stand up for ourselves, they'll just keep coming back for more. After response, the second pillar in our strategy is to strengthen our economy here and make our province more self-sufficient. Yesterday, the province's leaders in business.
If I had to live in Canada, I would live in BC. Like if it was like, oh, you must live in Canada, where would you live? I'd probably live somewhere in BC, probably Victoria, because that's a nice chill town, and you can take a ferry to Vancouver if you want to go to the bigger city. So I think I'd probably ideally live in Victoria. Yeah.
Labor and First Nations met as our provincial task force on economic security and trade. We are united and clear-eyed in our goal to diversify and grow our economy and deliver a unified response. We will come out of this stronger. We won't leave our prosperity to the whims of unpredictable forces from beyond.
This guy, he probably is in Victoria here. I think Victoria is like their provincial capital. It's funny that it's on an island, and it's actually further south than a lot of like the rest of Canada in this region.
Our borders. That starts with leveraging our incredible natural strengths. To that end, we have identified 10.
Yeah, I've been through White Rock before. Because I usually take the train when I go up to Vancouver, and the train goes right through White Rock, and you can see like their downtown area and their beach that's right there on the water.
Major projects to expedite right away, including mines, renewable energy, and natural gas. That is $20 billion of investment to create over 6,000 jobs and support people in northern and rural communities. We're accelerating permit approvals on critical mining and low-carbon energy projects, creating good paying.
Better not be windmills. You better not be building windmills.
Jobs is crucial.
Trump will hit you with an even bigger tariff.
to protecting the services like healthcare and education that we rely on every day, making sure British Columbians can thrive no matter what the world throws at us. Finally, we are diversifying our trading relationships. We're expanding trading partnerships with countries in Asia, Europe, and beyond. We already have new trade missions planned to strengthen relationships across the world. At the same time, we're working together with governments across the country to knock down trade barriers within Canada and make sure all provinces are buying Canadian first. We will never again allow ourselves to be beholden to the whims of one person in the White House. Now, I know many of you at home are worried right now about your job, about your business, about your family. And make no mistake, these tariffs do threaten workers, businesses, and whole industries, not just here at home, but on the other side of the border as well. In 1930, the US Congress passed a punishing tariff law. Loyal trading partners, including Canada, retaliated. American imports and exports dropped by 2/3. When the law first passed, unemployment in the US was at 8%. 2 years later, 3 times as many Americans were out of work, turning a depression into the Great Depression. Today's trade war threatens to be just as devastating south of the border. Canada, and BC in particular, has what the US needs. For example, a 25% tariff on Canadian mineral exports will cost American companies over $11 billion, increasing costs for the US defense industry, energy production, and manufacturing, and running directly counter to President Trump's stated goal of a golden age for Americans. Today we're at a crossroad, and the journey ahead won't be easy, but there is no place on earth.
I'm glad I don't eat eggs. Like, the egg thing is distressing. If eggs were like a staple of your diet,
I would rather be to face this threat than right here in British Columbia. We have everything we need to succeed: abundant natural wealth and clean, cheap energy, a diversified economy, and access to global markets. And our most important resource of all, you, the people who call this beautiful place home. British Columbians are hardworking, highly skilled, and resilient. Through this uncertainty, our government will be there to stand up for you and your family.
All right, and now we have Trudeau. I'm going to play Trudeau's response here.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives.
Whoa.
Our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And
it's a trade war. We're not about to be in a trade war. This is a literal trade war. The leaders of the other countries are retaliating to Trump's tactics, and now we are in a trade war with the two countries that border us, north and south. We're in a trade war sandwich right now.
as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you.
Is there anyone that understands economics that is going to tell Trump you should stop doing this now? Like, it's already gone too far.
Including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen. A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them.
Yeah, well, Trump wasn't involved. That's the problem. I mean, Trump being involved is the problem. I don't know how Trump supporters can defend this at this point. Can they explain to me how it's okay and how this will work out for our benefit overall? I don't see it.
As I've said before,
I don't know.
If President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us.
I don't even know if they understand what a tariff is. They're just like, oh, that's that thing Trump likes. That's good. We're going to watch a video from a guy in a minute here that really sums it up. He's way better at summing up things than I am, and we'll watch his video because I was watching. I'm like, man, this guy gets it. But here's a little more. What is that?
This morning, Mexico and Canada responding to President Trump's new tariffs with restrictions of their own. It's a back and forth that the Wall Street Journal editorial board is calling the dumbest trade war in history. The president putting a 25% tax on imports from both countries yesterday, asking them to stop the export of illicit drugs and to reduce illegal immigration into the U.S. Canada's prime minister announcing tariffs on the U.S. last night, also 25%, and Mexico's president also issuing an order for retaliatory tariffs to be put on American goods.
Yeah, that just kind of told us what we already knew. What is... Oh, this is a restaurant owner afraid that the prices of all of his, food costs to like ingredients that he sells at his restaurant. He's afraid that shit's going to go up.
Today, President Donald Trump made do on a campaign promise and provoked a standoff over goods and services. The president imposed aggressive new tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. Mr. Trump says the move will limit the influx of illegal drugs and migrants into the country.
How is the tariff going to stop the... Can someone explain this train of thought to me? How is putting tariffs on goods and then the other countries retaliating in kind, how's that going to stop illegal immigrants and drugs from coming into the country? Isn't it like our job when someone tries to get into our country? Isn't it our job to figure out if they're bringing in illegal stuff? It's not the other country's job to stop does he expect other countries to screen people trying to come into our country? I don't understand this.
Mexico and Canada responded swiftly. Both countries announced retaliatory tariffs on the United States. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce released a statement saying, in part, the Trump tariffs will only raise prices for American families and upend supply chains. Well, now U.S. businesses, from tequila to television distributors, could be impacted.
Yeah. Who's going to buy that good, what was it, Don Julio tequila anymore when it's 25% more?
News reporter Anthony Carlo.
Good guacamole is key to whetting the appetite, but at Mamacita on 10th Avenue,
these workers are about to get deported.
25% tariff on imports from Mexico.
It's crazy. He hasn't even been in office for 2 weeks, and this shit is like out of control.
Is only turning stomachs tonight.
I will be paying those prices on avocados, chilies, jalapenos, which I get from the market.
Show us your papers, foreigner.
There's a Mexican market, and all of these prices are going to go up.
President Trump Saturday fulfilling his promise of imposing steep tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China, pressuring the countries to stop the spread of fentanyl and limit illegal migration.
I think his plan is to get minor concessions from the countries where tariffs are imposed and then claim victory.
I mean, yeah, I think small victories can be conflated into large victories, especially with his brain-dead supporter base.
The United States.
There could be some temporary short-term disruption, and people will understand that.
Mexico's president tonight ordering retaliatory tariffs, writing on X in part, if the U.S. government and its agencies wanted to address the serious consumption of fentanyl in their country, they can, for example, combat the sale of narcotics on the streets of their main cities, which they do not do. Canada also countering tonight by placing 25% tariffs on $155 billion in U.S. imports.
Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon.
Trump declared an economic emergency to impose the tariffs that now risk a standoff with America's biggest trading partners. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce says the president is right to focus on major problems like our broken border and the scourge of fentanyl, but the imposition of tariffs under IEEPA is unprecedented, won't solve these problems.
It won't.
And will only raise prices for American families and upend supply chains.
Someone did make a good point. People will have less money to buy fentanyl. But honestly, like, you know, if someone's addicted to fent, they probably don't have a lot of money anyway, unless they're like super rich. But even so, they'll steal to get it, you know.
Back at
I don't know if the tariffs are going to do anything to the
I'm
fentanyl
very afraid
demand.
and very upset. How am I going to run the business?
The president defending his decision by writing in part, "We need to protect Americans, and it is my duty as president to ensure the safety of all." Experts say Americans could see higher prices for cars, gasoline, and produce. In Hell's Kitchen, Anthony Carlo, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right. So this guy, people send me this guy's videos a lot. And I usually don't play them because I agree with most of what he says. So it's just, it's going to be me watching the video and him saying stuff and being like, yeah, I agree with that. But I do like this video because he sums up the whole tariff thing very well and how stupid the people that support it are.
Trump voters, without any doubt, are the dumbest group of people on the face of the earth. Thanks to them, we are now in a full-blown trade war with our three biggest trading partners. As you know, the convicted felon president actually went through with his threat to impose massive tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. And so yesterday, he signed an order slapping on those tariffs. And in response, those countries have already retaliated with tariffs of their own. And in Trump's order imposing these tariffs, there was a retaliation clause that said if these countries retaliated with tariffs of their own, that Donald Trump would increase the tariffs even further. So round and round we go. Now, these countries might feel compelled to ratchet up their tariffs. And this is what happens. We are in a trade war and it is spiraling out of control. And Donald Trump hasn't even been in office for 2 weeks yet. Now, I said that Trump voters are the dumbest group of people on the face of the earth, and they are, because this is what they affirmatively voted for. You know, Donald Trump.
Yeah, it's their mindset is Trump likes it equals good. We do not question what Emperor Trump wants. Whatever he wants is good, even if we don't even understand what he wants. It must be good because he wants it.
Is far and away the world's biggest liar. We know this. But he was telling the truth about this. He didn't hide the ball in terms of his intent to impose tariffs. He was right out in the open with it. He was proud of it. It was a central part of his campaign. He said, tariffs. Oh, the most beautiful word in the dictionary. It was like he just came up with the concept of tariffs. He's the first president in American history to come up with the idea of tariffs, which of course is absurd. We've been down this road before, but for Donald Trump, this was a great new idea. Massive tariffs. So central was this to his campaign that he was talking about eliminating the income tax because we would be able
to... I watched this interview where he claimed that we're going to be able to replace the income tax with tariffs. Like, tariffs are going to be so beneficial that we won't even have to tax incomes anymore. Like, the tariffs are just going to, like, make our country so wealthy. It's the best word. I don't know if you've ever heard this word. It's tariff. You ever heard that word? I remember him saying that. It's the most beautiful word. There's no better words.
To replace the income tax with tariffs. We were going to generate so much money from tariffs that we won't even need the income tax anymore. We will become the richest country in history, richer than we've ever been before, because of tariffs. We will not only eliminate the deficit year to year, but we will pay off the national debt. Over $30
national debt gone. Yay, tariff.
$1 billion with tariffs. To say that this man and the people who voted for him are stupid is to do a disservice to the word stupid. We have got to come up with a new word that adequately describes the level of stupidity for not only for Trump, but for the absolute blithering idiots who affirmatively voted for this. Promising tariffs. And that's the thing. These morons are too stupid to even understand what a tariff is. They literally don't know what tariffs are. I
remember learning about tariffs in social studies class, maybe like the 5th grade or something. I don't know. I remember learning about what a tariff was in social studies.
Other countries.
And in history, like American history class, because guess what? We've tried tariffs before. They didn't work very well.
Pay tariffs. Apparently, Donald Trump thinks that other countries pay tariffs. Of course, we all know the fact that other countries don't pay tariffs. American importers who bring in the products from other countries, it is those American importers who pay the tariffs and then pass on the costs to the consumers. So it's the American people who pay tariffs. Trump even went so far as to say that he was creating a new department, the External Revenue Service. We have the Internal Revenue Service that
makes me want to roll my eyes so hard. The External Revenue Service. He comes up with like a name he thinks is clever and then literally creates a whole department over it.
It collects and administers, you know,
I like Space Force. Space Force. Now we gotta have Space Force. Oh, we gotta have Doge. You know, they started with DOGE and then was like, what can we... The Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah.
Income tax.
And now that's a thing.
He was going to create an external revenue source to collect tariffs, because apparently tariffs are an external source.
They're not.
Of revenue. Tariffs are just as much,
spoiler alert, they're not,
an internal source of revenue as are income taxes, because it is paid by Americans. But try telling this to the mindless Trump cult. They have no idea. They only know and they only believe what Donald Trump tells them. So these massive tariffs have been imposed on Mexico, Canada, and China, our three biggest trading partners. Mexico is right now our biggest. We import more from Mexico than any other place.
Yeah, because it can be imported by land very easily. They're close by.
Followed by China and Canada. And there are no exceptions.
A lot of produce. There's so much fucking produce that comes out of Mexico.
Apparently to these tariffs. Trump even closed what was referred to as the de minimis loophole for goods coming in from China. There was, because we already had existing tariffs on China. We had no tariffs on Mexico or Canada because we have in place right now a free trade agreement between the United States.
Yeah, avocado is going to be like caviar eventually. Guacamole is going to be like as expensive as caviar.
It's Canada and Mexico. That, ironically enough, was negotiated by Donald Trump in his first term, an agreement which we are now flagrantly violating with these tariffs. So we are violating our own agreements that we made with these trading partners. And anyways, I'll get to that again in a minute. So we already had some tariffs in place against Chinese goods, but there was an exemption for shipments from China of $800 or less. That's gone with Donald Trump's new tariffs. And so that's going.
China got 10%, and then Canada and Mexico both got 25%.
To hurt small businesses in the United States who import small shipments, people like drop shippers and things like that. So as usual, the smaller people, the smaller businesses and individuals, working class people in this country are going to be hurt. These people who, all in for Trump. That's what we were told. Working class Americans all in for Trump. Small businesses all in for Trump.
Yeah, he's a businessman. He knows small business, right? He's going to help all the businesses, right? Because he's a businessman.
Because he's going to be good for business. He's a businessman, don't you know?
Yep.
Yeah, so that exception is gone. And so back to the violation of the free trade agreement we had with Canada and Mexico. It's not just that these tariffs are going to do great economic damage to the United States and to these other countries as well, but it is going to do great damage to our relationships with these other countries and countries around the world. Because other countries are looking on and they see that Donald Trump doesn't even honor agreements with other countries, even agreements that he himself.
Yeah, like our standing in the world as far as being able to keep our word with treaties and other agreements that we make is now diminished significantly.
Negotiated. So why?
By the way, please like the stream if you haven't liked the stream already. Thank you so much.
Would any country anywhere in the world trust the United States for any reason? And Donald Trump is telling them, any agreement you make with me isn't worth the paper it's written on. Because I will just renege on whatever deal I make. Because that's what Trump is doing right now. Violating an agreement that he put in place and a deal that he negotiated between Canada and Mexico.
Isolationist, expansionist. It's weird because we want to burn all of our bridges, metaphorically and literally. Trump doesn't want people from other countries coming in also. But we also want to expand. We want to expand our isolationism to places that we don't currently have domain over, like Greenland and Panama. It's very strange. And I don't think it's just a joke. I don't think he's joking. I think he really does want that.
So the rest of the world is taking note, and they see that the United States does not keep its word under Donald Trump, that they cannot trust us for any purpose. They cannot trust this president. No deal. They cannot count on any deal that they make with Donald Trump in the United States.
It'd be so stupid. Like, first of all, it's stupid to say Canada should be part of the U.S. at all. But it's really dumb to say the whole country would be just one big state. Because that's ridiculous.
He sounds like a nice guy, but the concept making videos in car needs to be punished by 10 cane strikes to the behind.
Yes. You would take the second largest country by land area and make it all one big state? That'd be so stupid. I don't even get the logic behind that.
States to be honored. And so why would they? Why would they make any deals with us? Our alliances are going to be greatly damaged around the world. Our allies are going to be looking to step away from the United States and make strategic alliances with other countries.
Yeah, we should be making better alliances with the two countries that border us rather than making them economic adversaries. It's very weird. You normally want to have good relations with your surrounding countries.
The assumption that the United States can no longer be counted on. And the damage to that, to America going forward is incalculable. All right, what else did I want to cover here? Okay, so let's return, shall we, to the stupidity of the American people.
Yeah, you know, I want to be a fan of democracy, but when democracy delivers us something like this, I'm like, shit. Like, democracy only works in a well-informed voting base. You know, when you have a bunch of dipshits making the wrong choices, democracy isn't always a good thing.
Because as I say, they voted for this. Donald Trump told them the truth. And he told it often and loud and proudly. He bragged about it, that he was going to be imposing these tariffs. Now, at the time, a lot of people didn't believe him. They defended Donald Trump. You know, Trump's cult, his base followers, the people who watch Fox News and Newsmax and the base of the Republican Party, they're too stupid to understand how bad tariffs are. They don't even know what a tariff is. So, you know, they support him no matter what. They're all in for the tariffs. Trump wants tariffs. We want tariffs. Yay, tariffs. But there are a lot of people who are Trump supporters and Trump defenders who are not, you know, stupid.
Yeah, it should be like part of civics class that everyone should have to take in high school to like understand voting, how voting works and why they should and how to register and all of that. I'm pretty sure I was taught that in school, but I went to a private school, so I don't know if that's taught in public schools. It should be, though. We do need a better informed voter base.
They're not full-on members of the Trump cult. They're supporting all this for partisan reasons or
10 cane strikes
because they think that supporting him will be good for them. People like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and all these tech bros, because they know we buy Donald Trump, we will have the keys to the federal government, we will get special treatment, we will benefit personally. So people like that, they defended Donald Trump. Oh, he's not really serious. That's just Trump being Trump. This is just for
I know now that he's serious. If he promises something that sounds terrible, he intends to do it.
Negotiating. He's just saying this to get himself a good negotiating position with these other countries. He's the world's greatest deal maker, don't you know? And this is just all part of his strategy. Well, what do you say now, Trump defenders? Anyway, Trump was honest about all this. And that's the thing with Trump. When he is promising to do things that are damaging to the country, things that are bad, things that are awful, like pardoning the January 6th insurrectionists, seeking,
Yeah, the things he promises that are like, why would he do that? That's terrible. It's like, yeah, he's serious about doing that.
Retribution against his perceived political opponents. Those kinds of things, putting massive tariffs on the country, on other countries, on our biggest trading partners, doing things like that, bad things that will hurt the United States, those things he's telling you the truth about. Other promises, things that would actually be good, lowering prices, ending the war in Ukraine, those kinds of things that would actually be good. All right, those things he's lying about. That's the key to understanding Trump's promises. If he's promising something bad, that's the truth. If he's promising something good, that's probably a lie. And so Trump was honest about this from the beginning. And he counted on the people who would defend him and the people who are too stupid to know what a tariff is and what a tariff will do. We've had experience with this before. The last time we did massive tariffs was, with the Smoot-Hawley Act. And that led to or greatly exacerbated and pushed us deeper into the Great Depression.
Yeah. Yes, and this was mentioned, I believe, it was either Trudeau or the premier of BC that mentioned this, that the U.S. tried tariffs back in the day, and it made the already weak economy fall into the Great Depression.
That has been well understood for the last century, almost, that tariffs are bad. But Americans, stupid as they are, at least Trump voters, they don't get it. Smoot-Hawley, what are you talking about? That sounds like fake news to me. Where'd you get that from? CNN? Because of their abject stupidity, lack of education, they had no idea what they're voting for. And that's the thing. When you have a democracy, you cannot allow your population to be so dumbed down.
Yes.
That they have no idea what they're voting for. And that's where we are.
No, yeah, they're voting for the guy that they like. They're like, hey, I like this guy. I agree that that the illegals are here taking my jobs, and I want America to remain like they agree with that. They're afraid of America becoming a non-all-white country. There's a lot of fear-based beliefs in with it. So then they're just like, I vote for him because I like him. So whatever, because I agree with whatever he says.
We reached a tipping point in this last election because we've always had stupid people in this country. Let's be honest. Stupid, ignorant people, just tribally partisan. They don't really care about the facts. They're just voting for their guy no matter what. We've always had that. But it's never gotten to the point where it's a majority of the people voting. We reached that tipping point with this last election.
We did.
And now we are going to suffer the consequences. When you allow so many of your people to be so poorly informed, and when your politics has become so degraded that it is nothing but pure tribal partisanship, that facts don't matter, that people are going to vote for their guy no matter what, no matter whether he is a criminal, no matter whether he raped a woman, no matter whether he instigated a violent insurrection and an attempted coup on national TV. They're going to vote for him no matter what, no matter whether he's promising to plunge the United States into massive economic turmoil. It doesn't matter. They're so deeply tribally partisan that they're just a full-on cult of personality. When you reach a tipping point where a majority of the people are either in a full-on cult of personality, or they are too tribal, or they're just too damn stupid to understand what they're voting for, when you put all those kinds of people together and you now constitute a majority, your country is done. That's where we are. Anything else? Oh, yeah. One more thing, and then I'll wrap this up. Because people are wondering, Why the hell would he do this? Is he really this stupid?
People are asking for who this guy is. Let me get you his name really quick here. Where is he? There he is. It's the Romano Report. The Romano, Romano Report. The Romano Report.
Yeah, he is really this stupid. But I don't know if it's pure stupidity that he's doing this. Does he really believe that this is going to be, economically good for the United States? Does he really believe we can replace the income tax with tariffs? We're going to have our economy is going to be booming because of tariffs. All these countries from around, all these companies from around the world are going to relocate to the United States and start manufacturing their products here. That ain't going to happen. But is he that stupid as to believe it? Maybe something else is at work. I don't know. But here's the thing that I do know. He doesn't care. He does not give a shit if this hurts the country or not. He doesn't give a shit if it hurts his voters or not. Donald Trump no longer cares about anything. The only thing he cared about was staying out of prison. That's it. That's why he was running. That was the primary reason for his campaign, to stay out of prison. And he's done it.
He did do it. Mission accomplished.
He got reelected. He got these cases, they're gone. He's not going to prison, and that's all he cared about.
I didn't think he would go to prison anyway. Even if he didn't win the election, I doubt they probably would have, at worst, like house arrest, like you have to live in your palatial mansion for the next 5 years.
Now he doesn't care about a damn thing else other than enriching himself at the expense of everyone else. He cares about enriching himself and feeding his own narcissistic ego. That's it. So he cares about nothing else. And that's a dangerous place for the United States and the world to be. A man who is an absolute unhinged lunatic, as stupid a person as can be, and motivated by pure greed and narcissism. And now he has the full and awesome power of the United States presidency. And the world, we're just 2 weeks in, not even 2 weeks in. And now we are in a full-on trade war with our biggest trading partners. We're threatening people around the world. We're threatening military action against our allies, Denmark, because he wants Greenland. He's threatening Panama with military invasion to take back the canal, and on and on and on. This is a very, very dangerous place for us to be as a country and for the world. And the people who voted for Donald Trump voted for this. We tried to warn them. It doesn't matter. They voted for this. They are the dumbest people on the planet, perhaps in human history. This was the most easily avoided international crisis in human history. The man was promising all this. He was out in the open with it, and they affirmatively voted for it. Now we will all suffer, not just in the United States.
Yeah, all that slave labor that happens in Canada. Damn, they better stop that Canadian slave labor.
Canada, Mexico, and around the world. We will all of us suffer for the stupidity of Trump voters. God help us. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon.
I'm Helena Humphrey. Good to have you with us. We begin with breaking news out of the White House, where U.S. President Donald Trump has signed tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico and China, America's top trading partners. Now, a 25% tariff is imposed on Canadian goods, with a 10% levy placed on Canadian oil exports. Mexico has been slapped with a similar 25% tax. President Trump has also placed a 10% tariff on all Chinese goods coming into the United States. Well, the White House says that the tariffs are meant to, quote, hold China, Mexico and Canada accountable for the flow of undocumented immigrants and fentanyl into the United States. The tariffs are set to come into effect on Tuesday. That's according to the administration. Well, Canadian officials are decrying the Trump administration's move in statements online. Ontario's Premier Doug Ford said that the tariffs will, quote, hurt America, writing that Canada now has no...
By the way, overseas colloquially is used to just mean in another country. So you're starting to get really trolly. You're so trolly.
choice but to hit back and hit back hard. Meanwhile, China's Ministry of Commerce repeated its earlier message of caution that there would be no winner in a trade war. And Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has yet to issue an updated statement, but she has previously said that she would approach tariffs with a, quote, cool head. Well, joining me live now to talk about all of this is Arturo Saracan, who formerly served as ambassador of Mexico to the United States from 2007 to 2013. Welcome to you, Ambassador. Thank you for being with us. Mexico, of course, one of the United States' closest trading partners. So what impact do you think 25% tariffs would have on that relationship?
Well, Helen, it's actually the first trading partner now of the United States for almost 2 years in a row. This is in soccer terms, it's an own goal. But if you want to,
I think all the fentanyl stopped today. There's no more fentanyl.
American parlance, it's a self-inflicted wound.
No more fentanyl, no more illegals. The tariffs work.
Because these countries, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, these supply chains that have become so integrated, vertebrated, will have a profound impact on inflation, on the well-being of U.S. households. There's an estimate that these tariffs, if they remain in place for over a month or so, will start costing each U.S. household $830 in extra taxes.
So do you think there is a way back from this? We know that the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, has said that she's essentially got a plan up her sleeve, but she will act with a cool head. So what do you think could come next from Mexico?
Well, I think it's hard for either Canada or Mexico not to respond in kind with some form of countervailing duties. I think that a generalized countervailing duty or tariff from Mexico would not be a good idea, again, because what you want to prevent is by disrupting your own supply chains, elevating inflation costs, cost of living for Mexicans. But I think some form of countervailing duties will be levied on the U.S. The big question mark here, obviously, is whether this is a negotiating tactic. There are some, included yours truly, that believe that some of this is to force an early renegotiation of the USMCA, which is up for a review in 2026. Canada, Mexico, and the United States governments need to sit down in July of 2026 to review how USMCA has been working. And the sense some of us have is that this may be beyond the linkage to fentanyl, immigration, the bluster and the threat, and be able to prove to his constituents that he has kept his promise. There may be an attempt to force an early renegotiation of USMCA.
So how...
Okay, we're gonna move to this next one here.
I was just with
this is Trump's press secretary,
the president in the Oval Office, and I can confirm that tomorrow, the February 1st deadline that President Trump put into place at a statement several weeks ago continues. The president will be implementing tomorrow a 25% tariffs on Mexico, 25% tariffs on Canada, and a 10% tariff on China for the illegal fentanyl that they have sourced and allowed to distribute into our country, which has killed...
Yeah, she interned at Fox News. So she was a Fox blonde in training.
Tens of millions of Americans.
I was like, she looks like a Fox blonde.
Promises made and promises kept by the president.
The president yesterday said that last night he was planning to discuss whether...
Whoa, feedback on the mic.
An exemption would be made on oil imports. Do you have any information on what decision he made there, or will there be exemptions at all offered under this?
I don't have an update or readout for you on the exemptions, but those tariffs will be for public consumption in about 24 hours tomorrow, so you can read them then.
Damn. Yeah, Here's some more on
President
this.
Donald Trump just defended his tariffs on Mexico.
Oh, no, I don't like to watch MSNBC.
Well, let's begin this morning with President Trump signing an executive order on Saturday, placing tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China, with economists warning of a potential trade war. NBC White House correspondent Yamiche Alcindor is traveling with the president in West Palm Beach, Florida. Yamiche, good morning.
Good morning, Willie. President Trump signed an order to implement 25% tariffs on Mexico and a 10% tariff on China. There's also a 25% tariff for Canada, except for energy products, which have a lower 10% tariff. The White House says that's to keep costs down on things like oil and gas. This all takes effect on Tuesday. White House officials said.
Oh, so it hasn't even taken effect yet. Shit. Let me see. All the crypto markets have been like shitting the bed today. Yep. Damn. Crypto markets shitting the bed. I'm just looking right now.
That this will help with border security. And President Trump posted online saying, quote, I made a promise on my campaign to stop the flood of illegal aliens and drugs from pouring across our borders. But the backlash came fast. Both Canada and Mexico say they will implement their own new tariffs on the U.S. Here's Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
This is a
Canada. Meanwhile, China said say this trade fight could send prices soaring for consumers.
I don't drink Mexican beer, but I'm sorry for anyone who's a Dos Equis fan or Corona or whatever. Corona's so gross to me.
Including for things like produce and beer from Mexico and lumber and steel from Canada. Meanwhile, China says it's going to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization. And yesterday, White House officials said if any country tried to retaliate, the U.S. could increase the tariffs even more. Willie?
Yamiche Alcindor starting us off with the president.
We got a 100% tariff
in West Palm Beach.
It's just going to keep growing.
Let's bring in former Council of Economic Advisors Acting Chair Tom Philipson.
Now you have the Fox News perspective on
and
it.
Committee to Unleash Prosperity co-founder and co-author of The Trump Economic Miracle, Steve Forbes. Tom, broadly speaking, the United States has much less to lose. Steve, what'd I say?
Forbes.
Steve Moore.
She said Steve Forbes, he owns like his own news company, Forbes.
Love you. Thank you.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve Forbes is like a super rich guy that actually did run for president at one point.
Equally good looking, right? Yeah.
Yes. Tom, the United States has less to lose. Canada and Mexico have a great deal more to lose with these tariffs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the way I think about that is that the Trumpian way of using tariffs is sort of like Reagan's peace for strength in regular military war as opposed to trade.
Oh, my God. Really? Okay.
Wars. And the Colombia.
Peace through strength because strength with tariffs, and they're going to all just cave to our demands. He did do it with Colombia first. That was like him kind of dipping his toes in the water, and Colombia crumbled. But I don't know if every country will crumble like that.
Yeah, experience that we had this last weekend is a perfect example of that. But if you take Reagan's approach, we built up a huge nuclear program that we haven't used for 80 years, but it was a threat essentially to get what we wanted. Using tariffs as a threat to get what we want
nukes.
Was
we're the only country to ever use nukes. And yeah, we have more than ever before, but is that a good thing? Like, enough nukes launching all at the same time will destroy the world. So I don't understand. I don't know where he's going. He's like, oh, yeah, Reagan helped build up all the nukes of the country that's used nukes before. I don't know.
Exactly what happened with Colombia last weekend, essentially. And it's a much cheaper threat than military threats, because we spent about 14% of our federal budget, or more than 3% of GDP, on building up our military. We have a working economy, so if you're just threatening with tariffs without using them, it's essentially a free threat.
You shouldn't be threatening the tariffs.
I think that's the sort of strategy that's taking place here. And we're going to see a lot of concessions coming out in the next week or month from Canada and Mexico.
But Steve, the president has said what he's trying to do is prevent illegal immigration and the scourge of fentanyl and other drugs.
Yeah, he's not even doing this economic thing for an economic reason. He's doing it like as a punishment. And he's pretending that Canada is as responsible as Mexico for illegal immigration and illegal drug trafficking, which we know isn't the case.
Just pouring across that northern and southern border.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's the whole
right.
purpose. Go ahead.
Most of what Tom Phillipson just said, I think he's a great economist, by the way, better economist than I am. But I would say one thing in kind of response to what President Trump is doing, and that is, is Reagan's vision that North America could be one large free trade zone. And I still like that idea. I do worry a little bit about if we impose this tariff on the oil that's coming in from Alberta. A lot of the gasoline in the Midwest, that's oil that comes in from Canada. So my worry is that it's going to be a tax on American motorists, especially in the Midwest, who depend on that oil to fill up their tank. And I wonder if people are going to be a little bit angry if they're starting to pay, 30 or 40 cents more a gallon for their gas.
But Steve, before we move on, you know President Trump, and you know one thing: he only wants prosperity for the United States, and he is laser focused and acutely aware how every move he makes might impact the American people. Every
breath he takes.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I just got together with President Trump this morning, and you're quite right. He's laser focused. He knows that I don't entirely agree with him on the tariffs, but I think there's no question that if Trump can prevail here, and Tom Phillipson is right, Trump does use tariffs effectively, but I think that...
Yes, I have actually heard of the Windsor, Ontario assembly plant. Yeah, there's a lot of manufacturing all over Canada for American companies, automotive industry and other places.
Canada is such an important part of our economy. I hope that this is a temporary tariff, not a full-time tariff.
Tom, let's go. I want to move on to
be there at all. This is stupid.
Federal judge who granted a restraining order temporarily blocking Trump from freezing federal funding. I think there has been some confusion. I know Steve Miller.
I've been to Windsor, Ontario multiple times. That was like where I grew up. When you turn 19, Windsor was the closest Canadian city, and we just go up there because we could go to bars at 19. We had to wait till we were 21 in the U.S. So we got to celebrate drinking in public a few years earlier.
Miller at the White House has been out trying to clarify this, but what's your take on this? Because, look, there's got to be some rational way that the federal...
This is Fox Business, and these guys are economists. But yeah, there's not a lot of chatter on the regular Fox News channel about this. Of course, it's Fox Business. They have to talk about this here because it's business related. And by the way, you can see the Dow going down 337 points. S&P's down, S&P 500 down 30. So let's see what happens tomorrow or in 2 days. Right on Tuesday, it's supposed to actually take effect.
Government, the White House, can block all these grants, NGOs, crazy money going overseas. You should be able to control that. That's what a chief executive officer and a president is supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm not the legal expert of what sits in Congress versus the executive branch and controlling, but I think this is just a hiccup in terms of the long run experience here, which is going to be that the White House essentially is going to try to control what they can. This is a huge deal. I mean, for the states, it's a third of their revenue roughly that comes from grants. And
was the market open at 8 a.m. Eastern? Is that when the market opens? Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern?
But it's mainly Medicaid, education and transportation. But there's a lot of Medicaid misallocation where ineligible people are receiving Medicaid. That is, able people are basically not working to get Medicaid instead of through their health insurance at work. And the Paragon Institute has basically shown that there's a lot of mismanagement of that program, which is the biggest program on the state level coming from the feds that can serve.
Oh, it opens at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is when the stock market in the U.S. opens.
Certainly use, a look over in terms of how spending is allocated.
Well, and I think slowing down some of that spending going on overseas, as they've highlighted, is really one of the goals, Dagan.
It's Steve, where does it say that the president is responsible for that the money has to be spent with speed? That there.
What is Mr. the President? The money has to be spent with speed.
There is a timeline on, because again, the memo's been rescinded, but where does it say that you can't slow down?
No, James.
Say a grant.
Yeah, this is no way to run a company. It's no way to run a country. I think anyone with any common sense would agree. Just because, let's say, Congress appropriates $1 billion for a project, if it costs half that much, you don't spend the whole $1 billion, right? This is just common sense. And yet that's exactly the way, I mean, you were in Congress.
This was before they stopped the federal funding freeze. For a few days, there was a freeze on all federal funding, with a few very small exceptions. One of them being Israel.
Work, and I guess what Trump is saying, we gotta fix these rules. We're borrowing $2 trillion a year. We're gonna go bankrupt with these idiotic rules. We need a line item veto for the president. We need for him to have something called impoundment power when he can spend being allocated. That's just it's just common sense. And I'm so frustrated that these congressional rules prevent him from saving money.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're accepting massive amounts of money as your nonprofit, you're not an NGO, a non-government organization funded all by the government. That doesn't seem compatible to me. But I want to move on. I want to talk about big oil because they're expecting big returns under President Trump and Chevron.
Good. I'm glad someone's benefiting from Trump. Big oil.
Optimistic on the future and sees growth in the Gulf of America. Yes, that's what he called it. Mike Wirth joined Mornings with Maria. Listen to what he had to say.
For years, I've been calling for a more balanced conversation about energy. Now we're actually beginning to have it. We saw a lot of mixed signals over the last few years, and the agenda really was one to try to put pressure on the oil and gas industry, which is a vital part of
Google Maps still says Gulf of Mexico for now.
Our economy, and we can use American energy abundance to drive American AI leadership, and I think that's a clear part of the president's agenda, and we certainly support that.
Tom, then Steve, just very quickly, your thoughts on what the Chevron CEO had to say.
Yeah, I think it's time for this balance to come, essentially. I think, green energy is more expensive than brown energy. Otherwise, the market would have gone there a long time ago, essentially. And the fact that we're subsidizing it down is just meaning that we pay in taxes for it as opposed to at the time of purchase. So the total price is still higher. There's no free lunch when you have a more expensive energy source. I think the push should be towards innovation as opposed to trying to tax people to take on more expensive energy.
Steve, your take on it.
Yeah, we have more oil, gas, coal than any other country in the world. And what Donald Trump is saying is we're going to use it. And by the way, I'm not so sure the oil company is going to make all that money. The oil companies did great when Biden was president because he restricted the supply and the price of oil went way up. I think you're going to see the price of oil come down and we're going to pay less. I think we're looking at $2 to 2.50 a gallon gasoline if Trump does what he says he does.
The oil companies were being threatened privately by everybody in the Biden administration, for the most part, the way that they did with the tech companies. And they just kept their mouths shut because these are public companies and they were afraid of the retribution, the greater retribution. So I'm waiting to hear the stories, the real stories about the threats and the shouting that was done and threatening to put them out of business. So Steve Moore, Tom Phillipson, great to see you both. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Kevin O'Leary on Trump's tariff threat. This is from a few months ago. Oh.
So what he basically saying there is, look, and these messages are different for different countries. For example, Mexico, we're going to build a wall. It's coming for sure. But we also want you to make sure you stop sending illegal immigrants from yours and other countries, or you're going to be tariffed. That's the message to the Mexicans. To the Canadians, start spending on security at the northern border and pay your 2% to NATO and stop sending fentanyl from China over the border into the United States, or you're going to face tariffs.
Okay, so he just summed it up. I thought he was going to comment on it. All right, now we're on to Groundhog Day. It's going to lighten up a little bit now.
Spring is coming!
So apparently in Staten Island, they have a groundhog. See, there's regional groundhogs, and this is in Staten Island. Their groundhog said early spring.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Whether we get 6 more weeks of winter or an early spring, like Chuck just said, just remember, the real prediction here is that we'll all be back here again next year, doing it all over again, because no one ever gets tired of a good weather mystery.
We're here at the Staten Island Zoo celebrating the 44th annual Groundhog Festival here, where Staten
Wow, they've been doing it for longer than I've been alive. That's crazy.
The most accurate groundhog across the nation gave us another early spring.
The most accurate ground. Now, here's the thing. Weather is regional. So there should be regional weather predicting animals if you're good. I think it's a dumb thing anyway, because we know that it's not real. But I guess it's a fun thing that people do. But weather is regional. So some places will get an early spring and some places won't. But this is the Staten Island groundhog, I guess, is the most accurate one. Whatever. I think this might be on about Punxsutawney Phil. Look at these guys.
It's Punxsutawney Phil!
That poor fucking animal is probably like, what the hell is going on?
Woo! Nice job, Phil.
Look at all these people that come out too. And this is an area where it does get cold in the winter. I mean, the whole movie Groundhog Day, they get snowed in and can't leave the town. Yeah, Gobbler's Knob. I mean, come on. That's definitely a blowjob reference, right? What a name. Gobbler's Knob.
Hear ye, hear ye,
hear ye, hear ye. It's so
now
dumb.
On this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, the prognosticator of all prognosticators.
He's covered in like the guy holding the groundhog he's covered in like the bedding that they put in the groundhog's cage.
Was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed the president to the proper scroll, which reads, "What a way to start a Sunday fun day. You always said you'd make it here one day. To this place, barely big enough to contain ya. To this sweet Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania."
That little thing is probably terrified. I don't know.
We're all here with the elements combined, where Mother Nature meets Father Time, to hear the truth.
I wonder when they did the first one. I'm sure I've looked it up before, but I've forgotten.
Are those gray skies?
You know, usually the movie Groundhog Day is free on like the streaming service, like it's included on a lot of streaming services. But then when it goes away, like on Amazon Prime, but then when Groundhog Day comes, they make it like where you have to pay to rent it. Yes, I feel bad for the little thing. It's adorable, and it looks like it's like what, and there's like thousands of people there, at least hundreds. I didn't see the full crowd, but there's a lot of fucking people there.
Only I know you can't trust AI.
1886, wow, damn.
It's Groundhog Day, and maybe life is on a loop. But I miss my burrow. I miss my coop. So I'm headed back down. There's a shadow up here. Get ready for 6 more weeks of winter this year. Woo!
They're like, it is. There it is. Woo! All right. I guess in Portland they have Stumptown Phil, and that's closer to where I live, so this is like my regional groundhog.
Hi. You have important business to do today.
Now, they don't do it with all the fanfare. I think they do it at the zoo with like a well taken care of groundhog that just lives at the zoo.
Good boy. Here he comes.
Oh, it's a beaver. It's not a groundhog, it's a beaver. Stumptown Phil is a fucking beaver.
Filbert's going to predict for us whether we're going to have an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. And we've got some friends here from the Blazers to help cheer him on.
The mascots from the Portland Blazers.
Filbert. He's been very busy so far. Lots to do. Philly. He comes through. He just takes a little time. But I think he's finally made it up to the podium and maybe made his prediction for us. Unroll the scroll here, see what Filbert is predicting this year. 6 more weeks of winter.
Damn it, Filbert, the beaver, the weather predicting beaver. I like the beaver better than the groundhog.
Winter, hooray. And now he's off to go do more beaver things. He's busy.
Hell yeah, busy as a beaver. Look at it.
Good boy.
Yeah, we got our first snow of the winter really like this late last night, early this morning, where it like actually stuck to the ground. It's weird. Usually February is the only month we really see any snow here. Usually. So we got it. What is it? What's the see, now it's 36 here. So it's too warm for it to snow. And most of the snow is probably melted. It's probably rain now. Here's I guess in Georgia they have General Beauregard Lee.
It's Groundhog Day, and maybe life is on a loop. So I'm...
Well, Punxsutawney Phil in Pennsylvania saw his shadow this morning, predicting that there will now be 6 more weeks of winter. And our own groundhog here in Jackson, Georgia, General Beauregard Lee, also predicted 6 more weeks of winter. But Courtney, hopefully you have something different to tell us this morning.
You know, as much as I love our resident rodent meteorologists across the country, we do have a very spring-like week this week.
We do.
But I will say they might have some sort of farsight, like something, they know something we don't know, because I was looking into mid to late February, and it does look like we do cool back off quite a bit.
Well,
so
we need to study their little groundhog brains to see what they've
someone
got going
figure
on.
out what they know that we don't.
They didn't show General Beauregard. Hold on, I gotta look him up. General Beauregard Lee. I think is a great name for a groundhog. Here we go. Come on, General Beauregard. Oh, damn. They have a crowd for this one. In Jackson, Georgia. Is there any audio? That's weird. Whoever did this for the local Fox affiliate news did not do a good... They did not film this well. Wow. Why did they even film this? Someone does not know how to capture audio. I guess we'll try this one. Yeah, there he is. There's General Beauregard Lee. Really?
Who y'all with? Who are they with?
Wow. Look at this. Ha!
Direction from 101.
Oh my God. Okay, I give up. Apparently, General Beauregard Lee, no one wants to know what his prediction was. So, yeah, I like the beaver. That was crazy. Did you see that? Someone's trying to jam the signal. Yep, Staten Island only is getting an early spring. The rest of New York City, going to be cold for 6 more weeks. But it's going to be like summer practically in Staten Island. All right. So I think I'm done with the news for now. Also, if anyone wants to help me reach my goal, there's a link pinned in the top of the chat there. Trying to get a little closer to the tip goal. We're at 70, almost 72%. So if you want to help us out by chucking a couple dollars my way, it's pinned right there in the top of the chat. Send me a message. Let's check out Cobra World. See how things are going there.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
All right. Here's a food review, a King Cobra food review.
Mega goodies from Wendy's. 1 ghost pepper ranch chicken sandwich combo. Middle to medium. And we got ghost pepper ranch chicken sandwich, premium bun, spicy chicken breast, lettuce, ghost pepper,
ghost pepper, crispy onions, tomato, ghost pepper, ranch sauce, ghost pepper, American cheese, Asiago cheese, American cheese, mayonnaise, sweet onion, crinkle cut pickles,
Damn.
and like 4 or 3 pieces of applewood smoked bacon. And we need a medium with natural cut fries, ghost pepper dip and ranch sauce, and a medium chocolate frosty, cream cold brew. They took their chocolate frosty and brewed it with coffee. Wendy's, that's fucking delightful.
Josh is a Wendy's connoisseur.
So I celebrate you, sly bastard. What's up? Or the medium combo. Napkins. Straws for our drink. Then we got the sandwich. That's for a shit ton of bacon. Because it's Wendy's, you know how I do.
Thanks for the entertainment.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and thanks for getting me to 73% of the goal. A tip train would be very beneficial right now if you guys would be so kind.
I haven't had Wendy's in a hot minute.
Cobra
Their
worked
salty
at Wendy's
fries
for a time.
I almost got the Baconator fries. But I'm like, I'm not quite that hungry. We got a master chicken sandwich right here. Go ahead, pop into that. Let's get our ghost pepper sauce going. That's got a little spicy kick to it.
So they're ghost pepper. Is that what he said? Ghost pepper fries? It's like a sauce. There's only one Wendy's in the entire city that I live in, and it's far enough away where like there's better options for me to go to. So I don't go to Wendy's often. I grew up in Ohio where Wendy's is just like everywhere because Wendy's was founded and is still headquartered there. But since I've been living here the last like 8+ years, I hardly ever eat Wendy's because it's like it's too far of a drive when there's better options close by.
Wendy's ghost pepper sauce. It's so good.
It's not an excuse. It's a perfectly logical reason. I don't feel like driving downtown to get Wendy's when there's several burger places that are at least equal, if not better, than Wendy's. Because Wendy's is already kind of overpriced, but then add that like the cost of gas it takes to get there and back, you know, to like drive like 30 to 40 minutes round trip depending on traffic just to get Wendy's, to pay for overpriced Wendy's. I would rather just go somewhere closer and not do that, like drive 5 minutes instead.
Dunk those fries.
I'd rather
dunk
do a
those
10-minute
pepper
round
sauce.
trip to get a burger than 30, 40 minutes round trip. There's a Burger King way closer to me than Wendy's. There's Burger King way closer. There's a McDonald's way closer. There's also like, you know, the better quality burger places like Five Guys is closer. Dick's, which is like a local chain. It's like cheaper than Wendy's and better as far as burger. Like Wendy's has more options beyond burgers, you know. I don't eat at Burger King, by the way. I'm not a big Burger King fan, but there is a Burger King
Wendy's
way
French
closer to me.
fries. They're delicious. They're salty.
There's a Wendy, you know, it like if you live in a major metropolitan area in Ohio, there's a Wendy's like every square mile. Like there's a Wendy's like every square mile in every direction in a like metropolitan area because they're everywhere. But here, I have to go to downtown Bellevue to go to Wendy's. That's the only Wendy's anywhere around here. Or I have to like cross the bridge and go into Seattle.
These came out with their
Lil Woody's, yes. Hank Chill, Lil Woody's is another good burger place, but I don't live close to a Lil Woody's.
Coffee frosty brew. They took their delicious coffee, cold brew, and mixed it with their frosty, and it is decadence. My YouTubers.
I live in a major metropolitan area, but Wendy's is not as common here as it is in other parts of the country.
They pop the straw in this chocolate iced coffee action. That is a treat in a glass. That tastes like chocolate frosting, their iced coffee action. Let's set that to the side because now we got the main attraction, the chicken sandwich, the ghost pepper chicken sandwich from Wendy's. Oh, look at the size of that. That is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, there's literally only one Wendy's in the entire city that I live in. It's just because, like, over here, there's a lot of, like, local restaurants, and there's not a lot of fast food here. If you go south to, like, Renton, there's a lot of fast food down there. Over here on the east side of the Seattle metro area, there's not as much. Or if you go into Seattle, they have it all there, too.
Crispy onions falling off the side. I'm like, no, son. I'm going to put the rest of that ghost pepper sauce in a couple of our chicken.
For me, Wendy's is not worth driving, like, you know, several miles to get it. None of the big three are worth that to me. Like McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, if they were all as far away from me as the Wendy's in Bellevue, I wouldn't go to any of them.
The bacon's trying to fall off, and I'm like, I don't think
Not
so.
on a regular
Wendy's,
basis,
baby.
anyway.
Put that back on there. Get back on there.
I hear a train.
We're trying the new ghost pepper chicken sandwich.
Cobra lives near the train tracks.
And I got a bunch of hard fried onions falling off the sandwich. I just ignore that for a second. Take a bite because it's got all the cheeses. It's got all.
There was a Pizza Hut in Bellevue that they tore down, and I was like, oh shit, Pizza Hut's gone. And then they just built like a new pizza place there from like a local place called Pagliacci. And that's what's there now.
On a bacon.
I don't think Wendy's is on the same level as the other fast food burgers. I think Wendy's is the best out of the big three fast food burgers. I've had this conversation on this channel multiple times. I got into an argument with my friend about it, but he was trying to argue like cost, and I was just arguing like quality. So yeah, I didn't say that. You seem kind of trolly, Monica. Seems like you're kind of trolly because all your comments are very trolly and like weird, like aggressive assumptions about things. Seem kind of trolly.
Okay, Wendy's. Let's see what you got. The ghost pepper chicken sandwich from Wendy's. Got a little bit of heat.
Yeah, Amanda, the Pagliacci it's a really nice place. Like in the, where is it? It's in the Eastgate area. It's really nice. It's like a nice new place. It's a big restaurant that like you can go to and also have a beer. It's one of the nicest Pagliaccis I've ever seen. And they tore down an old Pizza Hut to make it.
Oh, the chicken that's on the sandwich.
The homeless people in the woods. I'm not talking about that. I'm not getting into the homeless people in the woods thing. I'm not getting into that.
And it's got a spicy kick to it. Hold up. Oh, you're delicious.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That piece of bacon, it was too long and it fell out.
Wendy's delivered on their chicken sandwich. This is definitely their ghost pepper. Well, that's spicy. Chicken sandwich. And I added a bunch of cheese and a bunch of bacon to it. And Wendy's, you delivered on the sandwich. YouTube.
Oh my God. When is that? Oh, that's the food truck. I don't want that shit.
This bacon, chicken, ghost pepper sandwich. It's spicy and it's flavorful.
Damn it, I missed 19-cent burger day. Dick's Burgers on their anniversary, which I guess is January 28th. They sell burgers at their locations at the original price that they did back when it was still open. Or I'm sorry, back when it first opened, rather. 19-cent burger day. It's crazy. Why does it only have Federal Way?
It doesn't look red in the advertisement.
Holy shit. I did not know that they had this.
Like it does.
The Dick's Drive-In in Bellevue has a live camera. That's crazy. So you can see the people driving up to it. That's crazy because I've been here and just like walked up to this window multiple times. I had no idea I was being watched.
With the heat on that. Holy shit, that's got a kick to it like a mule, dude. Wendy's, your ghost pepper bacon chicken sandwich. Not only is it tasty, but it's got a really nice spicy kick to it. I ordered a bunch of custom ingredients on it, and they delivered. And it's just making this sandwich that much more flavorful. That ghost pepper chicken sandwich from Wendy's.
Yeah, look at here's the up-to-date costs for Dick's Burgers. In 2025, it's $5.30 for their biggest burger, which it's not a huge burger. It's a quarter pounder is their biggest burger, but it's really good. So $5.30 for their quarter pounder. How much for the fries and shit? Fries, $2.80. They only have one size fry. And then the shakes, they're only one size shake, too. $3.80. For Seattle, like, this is very cheap. Oh. Huckleberry ice cream. Yeah. It's pretty amazing, like, how they've managed to keep their prices low somehow and pay their employees better than other fast food restaurants, too. That's kind of weird.
Ooh, has it got a kick to it?
They treat their employees way better than like national chain fast food restaurants. And they pay them more and give them benefits that are like way better than what someone working at McDonald's would get.
I like spicy, but who?
Cobra's wrecking himself.
We definitely packing the burn with this. Look at all that bacon, the chicken. All the fucking crispy onions it left behind.
I did a stream where I walked all the way to Dick's and got a burger once. I can't remember which. It was one of my IRL streams, obviously.
I don't want to be a punk. I'm trying to finish this entire sandwich in one sitting, but holy fuck, that is spicy. Like Wendy's ghost pepper don't fuck around, son.
Yeah, ghost pepper is spicy. Some spicy shit.
Holy shit. Wendy's ghost pepper. Holy shit. Ooh, that's spicy. Grab a napkin. Okay. I like Wendy's. No grudge against them. Holy fucking shit. Dude, if you like spicy, this ghost pepper chicken ranch sandwich, don't fuck around, son. Holy butt shit, that is hot. Ah. Ah. Oh. Like the tears are stinging my eyes. Wendy's ghost pepper chicken sauce. Don't fuck around. I've had Wendy's ghost pepper before. I don't remember it being this fucking goddamn spicy. Holy shit.
Either Cobra's losing his tolerance, or they made the ghost pepper more spicy.
Well, I'm determined to finish it now. 1 second. Hot. Like, your boy Cobra loves spicy food. I didn't do a whole lot to food hack this bitch. Oh my god. That chocolate coffee brew frosty. Oh, that is so good with this sandwich right now. Hold up. Oh my god. This is not being paid by Wendy's.
Not a sponsor.
This is free advertisement. Oh, fucking hell. That is fucking hot, man. I gotta clear this fucking sandwich.
He's got to clear the
For my
sandwich.
subscribers, for my fans, for my idols, for my
He's
family,
got to
my
do it for
friends.
all of us. Come on, you can do it, Cobra. We're counting on you.
Holy fucking shit.
It's like the sick kid in the children's hospital. He asks the pro baseball player to hit a home run. Hit a home run for little Timmy. Cobra, you're my hero. Clear this sandwich. You're my hero.
Okay, so yeah, the Wendy's ghost pepper chicken ranch sandwich they got going on.
You can do it, Cobes.
It's definitely spicy. Try not to cry like a bitch on camera.
Don't cry, Cobes. Come on. You're my hero.
Holy fuck. Okay.
You're my fucking hero, Cobra.
Oh, that's the whole combo meal. Mm. Holy fuck, it burns. Oh, it's so good. All the cheese I put on there. Mm. Ah. Holy shit. YouTube. Almost there. Come on. I got tears in my fucking eyes. You want to call me a pussy? That's fine.
Oh,
I didn't
Cobra.
expect it. What the fuck? Holy shit, Wendy's.
Wendy's. There must be a Wendy's conspiracy going on. I'm starting to believe that maybe they were like, oh, it's that King Cobra guy back again. Give him like the super duper hot shit. I don't know. It seems like we're getting closer to that.
It tastes good. It's got that kick, but did it get spicier than last time? Holy fuck.
There's no way the king is losing his tolerance, right?
Cobra, you animal.
Cobra, you animal.
It hurts. It hurts so good. Oh. Chicken ghost pepper sandwich. My ass. Burgers. Oh, fuck. I can feel the spicy tears in my eyes. Oh, almost got it done. I got it fucking down. Holy fucking shit. I want to clear the wrapper though, because King Cobra don't fuck around. Holy fuck. I'm even a little pussy right here. I'm just gonna hear this coffee. Oh my fucking god. Wendy's mixing your cold brew coffee or chocolate frosty. I tried all the cold brew.
That does sound good. I usually drink a lot of cold brew without anything in it, like no sugar or cream, because it's still kind of like nitro cold brew, because it's still kind of creamy, even though it doesn't have any actual milk or cream in it. So I don't normally add a bunch of extra sugar to cold brew, but I mean, it sounds good, like chocolate frosty. If you melt a chocolate frosty into some coffee, it would make a delicious chocolatey coffee beverage.
Coffees. They're delicious. This one here. Oh. It tastes like coffee and chocolate. Like, you know what? I'm gonna be like, you know what? Starbucks is a little expensive. You know, I'm looking for something fancy. Oh, fuck, I want to finish this wrapper. Got all these crispy onions. Come on, Cobra. Ah. Oh, fucking hell. My eyeballs are on fire.
His eyeballs are on fire? Did he touch his eyes?
I finished that wrapper. Oh, fuck, I finished it. YouTube, the ghost pepper chicken sandwich. It's good. Oh, fucking hell, those crispy onions. I do enjoy crispy onions on my sandwiches. But that ghost pepper chicken sandwich sauce. Holy shit. Oh, I'm not trying to be gross on camera. Hold on a second. Okay, I'll wipe my neck with the same napkin. That's gross, but no joke, dude. That chicken sandwich I had was fire. I crushed it though, because I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna order it, and it's kicking my ass on camera like this, I might keep going. Holy shit, that was hot. Goddamn, Wendy's. I like spicy food. Granted, I can handle my heat, and I don't eat spicy food too much these days.
Maybe you lost your tolerance, Cobra. Maybe you lost your, high spice tolerance.
I don't want to burn a hole in my stomach.
Oh, God, he's boogerific
I'll
again.
crush that shit right now.
Not as bad as last time.
Wendy's Ghost Pepper Chicken Ranch, whatever the fuck they're calling it, sandwich. Ouchie, my taste buds. Huh. I like, if you're a pepper junkie like I am, you're gonna love it. I may crack a lot of jokes, but in all honesty, that was everything that I ordered from the Wendy's store.
It was exquisite.
And for a weekend food hack. Oh, YouTube. Holy shit, that is... My sinuses are like lit up. If you like spicy food and you can handle the heat, yeah, man, I'd recommend what I just got done eating. And for a second, I was worried, like, what if I put the Wendy's chili sauce on top of it? Because it's probably not going to be hot enough for a YouTube video. Bullshit.
You were wrong.
That was definitely hot enough for a fucking YouTube video. Like, oh, I crushed it for my 111,000 plus subscribers. Holy shit. Okay, and like if you haven't tried Wendy's iced chili coffee, they take their like frosty mix and mix it with a cold brew coffee. And they have 3 different flavors. Tried all 3, they're delicious. Right now I'm sipping on that chocolate after eating that spicy sandwich. Holy shit, that fucking... Whew. Okay, Wendy's is not fucking around with their new spicy ghost pepper chicken sandwich. How spicy is it? I love spicy food. I'm like, alright. If it makes me cry and snot and sweat up like that, it's got a kick. Woo! Man, I'm gonna throw this away. Because I still cannot believe I conquered this shit on camera. The last couple of bites were absolute murder on my taste buds. But I'm like, you know what? Cobra, it's the weekend. Fuck it. Don't be a pussy. Push through it. Push through it! Man, my taste buds are stinged right now with the spicy kick. Overall, I will say I am impressed with the heat of the new ghost pepper chicken sandwich from Wendy's with the crispy onion straws. I ordered it from a local Wendy's and, you know...
A local Wendy's.
I was watching Robbie IP2 or whatever this fucking... Robbie P2. Excuse the bad manners. But it's Robbie P2 and I see him. He was doing a review on a Wendy's sandwich and it got me craving it.
It happens.
And I was like, alright, what's new on Wendy's? And I saw it. They had their ghost pepper chicken sandwich. And I'm like, it's the weekend. I want to give my fans content. I'm hungry. What can we do?
It's the weekend. What can you do?
Eat the spicy chicken sandwich. So we're going to throw this away because it's empty. I don't have a cigarette and a drink combo for victory, of course. But holy shit. Oh, my tongue's starting to cool off a bit, but man, that's got a... Dude, I can still feel it on my tongue. That's got a fucking bite to it, YouTube.
It's got a fucking bite to it, YouTube.
Excuse me. The dairy from the frosty coffee, cold brews, definitely going to help with the lining of my stomach, but... Holy shit, YouTube. You like spicy. Go ham on that chicken sandwich, cuz. I was like, okay, they got the go. I've had it before, allegedly. But they made it spicier this year, so it's like, dude. That kicked my ass a little bit, man. I'm like, now I'm feeling like, holy shit. Like, you know when your sinuses smelling salts, and your sinuses are super cleared out? That's how I feel right now. That's the sign of a good spicy kick. 1 second. Holy shit.
Oh, damn. He's got that bottle of Jack.
I appreciate the fans watching my videos. Fuck sickos and fuck the trolls. I got a drink combo in my cup. What am I sipping on? Some Jack Daniels. Right there. Good stuff. A splash of that green monster. The fuck Sicko Cyrex is a cunt.
Fuck Sicko Cyrex is a cunt.
Watching Marty Music Biz bully him is hilarious. Anyways, you fuckers. That was a spicy fucking sandwich. Holy shit. Tasty, spicy. I fuck with that sandwich. I'd order it again. Next time I'd order it, I'd probably include a chili sauce packet to make it extra spicy and see if I can handle the heat. But honestly,
turning up the heat.
It did not need it at Wendy's. That was spicy enough.
No, you did not hear Methica. She's not there.
Like, holy
I do have some Methica content, but I may end up streaming later tonight. I don't know. I guess we'll see if we get like a few more donos here, but I might just like stop now and have some food and take a shower and stuff, because I get straight out of bed and come down here and do these afternoon streams. Like, I come down here and set it up and share it on social media, and then I just do the stream. And then usually, like, in the middle of the day, I'll take a shower and eat lunch or whatever, and then come back here, do some more streaming.
Shit, you ever had something so spicy it gives you hot tears? And you're sitting there like, oh, holy fuck, that burns. They're like, no, push through it. Push through it, Cobra.
Right.
Push through it. For the glory of the cult. You glorious goth bastard.
You glorious goth bastard. GGB.
A sip of the King Cobra's venom. An ode to the victory of completing the sandwich and cleaning that wrapper. I'm like, this sandwich is pretty good. And like, just because the chicken wasn't red like it showed in the advertisements, I will say that is some misleading shit right there, because it got a kick to it. As far as spicy chicken sandwiches go, that's pretty fucking tasty. And I'm not just saying that because I used to work at Wendy's. Like, I'm not going to hold a grudge against former employees, you know?
Yep. Don't do it, Cobra. That's the sensible way.
It was a good chicken sandwich. Like, over the years, I've had their ghost pepper sauce. And it kind of felt like they made the ghost pepper sauce spicier this year. They're like, the last couple of years, it's got a little kick to it, tingles. But this year was like, say my name again. You know? That chicken sandwich had a little fucking Cobra's bite to it, man. That thing had a fucking kick. Like a fucking Wyoming mule. I fuck with it. It might have kicked my arse a little bit, but that's the entertainment of it, I would suspect. I'm gonna have a victory cigarette after eating that. Oh, my stomach is full right now. Huh. It satisfied my hunger. And I'm like, okay, ghost pepper, let's review it for YouTube. They made it spicier. I'm telling you, there's something in it that just makes it kick. And it's like, whoosh, whoosh, ow, shit, fuck. But at the end of the day, that's some good old-fashioned American fast food. And I asked for a lot of bacon, and they delivered on their promise. There was like a thick layer of bacon, as much as I could put on there, you know. I seen that. Sandwich tasted good. And ghost pepper, it delivered on its promise. That was a spicy motherfucker, dude. Get this monster in check and leave you with it.
There you have it. The king has spoken. So yeah, I'm thinking that I am going to wrap up this stream, and then I will come back later today and do another stream, because we got to meet the goal tonight. So I will see all you guys in a couple hours. I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon. See you soon.
But throw that up. What does that say? Christine Chandler loves Barb.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Check a box.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.